Hi boys and girls, it's Pastor Jerry. Hey, I'm down by the riverbed at my house, not in my basement today. But I was out walking the dog. I sort of remembered a story that I want to send to you this week in your Bible time with Pastor Jerry and Carol Lee. If you remember last time we were with you, we talked about Joseph and the coat of many colors. And in that story, do you remember Joseph bringing his family into Egypt where they could get food and shelter and live? Well, this is where the story of Moses picks up and his sister Miriam. You see, as the Israelites lived in the town of Goshen in Egypt, good old Pharaoh started to take a look around, and he began to see how the Israelites, God's people, were getting very big in numbers, and they were outnumbering the Egyptians. And the Pharaoh, the leader of the Egyptians, he got a little bit worried that maybe one day they would outnumber him and that they would rebel against him and overtake his country. So he made a law of the land that any Hebrew woman who had a child, a male child, that they would have to kill that child. And he did this to protect his people, even though it was a very cruel thing to do. Well, Moses' mother had a baby, and when Moses was born, she didn't want to have her baby boy killed. So she hid him for 3 months. But it got to the place where she couldn't hide him anymore. So she made a basket. She put baby Moses in the basket, and she came down to a riverbed like this. And she started floating her son to keep him away from the Egyptians and try to hide him away. Well, that's where Miriam comes in. Miriam loved her bigger brother. So she followed close by and tried to keep an eye on where the basket would take Moses and what would happen to Moses so she could come back and tell her mother. Well, that basket got caught right at the porch of Pharaoh. But God was looking out for Moses, even though Pharaoh had made that law to kill all the babies. When Pharaoh's daughter saw the basket with baby Moses in it, he began to cry, and immediately her heart was broken. And she fell in love with baby Moses. It wouldn't be long before Miriam saw that the Pharaoh's daughter had pulled Moses out of the creek bed. And she went up to Pharaoh's daughter and said, I can give somebody who can take care of that baby for you while he grows in your courts. And the Pharaoh's daughter said that would be great. So Miriam ran back home to guess who? Moses' mother. And the Egyptians didn't know that was happening, but they were happy for Moses' mother to take care of him till he grew up to be a young Egyptian leader. And that's where our story ends for today. We'll talk about Moses later, maybe next week. But I just want to remind you that God always looks out for his children, even in tough times. We can trust God because he is a trustworthy God. He took care of baby Moses and his family in a very difficult time, and he'll take care of you. Don't forget to lean on him this week. Well, until next week, I'm just going to continue my walk with Nugget. Hope you're having a great day. God bless.